So I'm going to be talking over this demonstration. It's very, very difficult to give you a demonstration of an open world game, but we're going to give it a go. So Hamish, my glamorous assistant, is behind the wheels of this beautiful yellow 991 911. And the first thing to do is pulls up to a car. And how do you jack it? You press a button and off you go. So we switch your cars and we mark it on the map for you so that you can come and find it for you in come and find it again. And all of the systems that I'm going to start showing to you are active all the time. So if Hamish there's my beautiful face from a long time ago. Hamish clearly wants to try and take me on. So the thing about billboards, you might need a bigger run-up, Hamish, if you want to beat me on that. So there's competition around every corner. We have the speed cameras, which are tracking your speed through them. We've got the billboards, which track how far you jump through them. Races obviously track your fastest time. And then we have some other discoverables, such as security gates as well, which reward players for their discovery. And Autolog is running on each of those. Autolog's running on the tracking of how many cars you found as well. And this is really cool, right? Because we know that in driving games, we've all got someone on our friends list who is just like the Stig. There's a particular guy in the office called Matt Follett, Professor Follett. He just destroys everyone's time. But here I've got different ways that I can compete with Matt. I can, maybe I can take it now. I'm going to start putting my face on the billboards. He may be faster than me in the races, but he's going to have my ugly mug looking down at him around the city. So as Hamish is rearranging the front end of that Mitsubishi, we'll take a tour around Fairhaven. So Fairhaven, we've got an open world. The entire world is open, as well as the game structure. So we're not locking off bits of it. We're not making the unlocking of the world a part of the gameplay progression. It's all available right from the very start. We're in the nighttime phase here. So a full day and night cycle is available, and you can see that some of the billboards actually that haven't been collected. So BioWare, EA Sports, Visceral, DICE, we've got their signage up there, and the idea is to smash those things down and collect the billboards. So that's how you know when you haven't collected a particular billboard. Actually, do you want to spin it around, Hamish, and go back and review that speed camera? Actually, jack into that. You got a lovely car, just a very serendipitous turn there. So these beautiful cars that normally you would have to play for hours and hours and hours, just go and find them. As we introduce the car to you, we tell you what mods it's got on it. We also will throw up the races that are available. So one of the things that we've reprised from Paradise is a concept called Easy Drive. So Easy Drive is the way that you do all of your gameplay selections. We want to keep players behind the car as much as we can, and Easy Drive is the way for us to do that. It's also it's dangerous. It's a bit like texting and driving, but hey, it's Criterion, right? We love that sort of thing as well. We think it's very much in our nature to take something beautiful and smash it up. So Hamish can use Easy Drive, which is fired up from the D-pad, to make a selection. So each of the cars has races attached to it. Those races are can be when those races are won, you'll earn mods for those particular cars. So even nitrous, you'll go and attach to your car. You might want to go and get some off-road cars. That's quite a low-slung exotic, and that won't perform very well on the off-road surfaces. So we've made a big change to our handling systems. Clearly, Criterion is known for very accessible car handling, and that remains the case. There's another. Are you going to take me on, are you, Hamish? Okay. Yeah. So that's another example of where Autolog is injected into the world. So we want, it's an open world. We want to reward that discovery. So it doesn't make any sense for us to pull you away from that to see the results of your comparisons amongst your friends. This is one of the first races in the game. Again, we're trying to break a few conventions here in terms of what we're putting on the screen and how. But again, all of those systems, even though you're in a race, the speed cameras, the billboards, the security gates, the collection systems are still active right now. Actually, Hamish, do you want to leave this event and we'll go and do something else? So with Easy Drive, you just leave the event. and the race will then blend away, and you can go off and do something else. So it's just trying to keep you behind the car, try and keep the systems as seamless as possible, and responding to when you want them to work. Actually, fire up Cold Burn, and we'll try a high-speed run down to another part of the race. Oh look, there's a car in there. It's this distraction gameplay that we call it. So you see a billboard with someone's face on it. I might be doing a race. Oh, I want to go and get that. Or hey, look, there's a car over here. This is what we think is really important about an open world: is to have this freedom and variety available to the player, and to have the game respond to their choices. For them changing their mind on something to do as and when they make that selection. So we haven't come across many of them just yet, but the Fairhaven Police Department are an ever-present character in the city, and they are there to try and enforce the rightful order in the world, which clearly we don't want to do. So if you come past one of the cops, you'll get into a chase. If you crash into them, that's going to form a chase as well. But they're there and they will follow you wherever you can go. So you'll see a little bit as we continue this demo. But we've opened this world. It's not just about the road network itself; it's the off-road areas as well. And the cops will follow you there too. So wherever you think you might be smart in getting away, that's you using your knowledge of. Oh, here we go. We're in a chase right now. Actually, it's quite quick. You're too fast for them, Hamish. So the cops can be lost very easily at heat level 1, but you'll earn more speed points when you start taking them on. So the length of time you spend in the pursuit, obviously beating up on the cops is going to escalate your heat levels, and they'll start to bring more faster cars, tougher vehicles, roadblocks and spike strips to the chase. So that the pursuits are another great way for you to be earning speed points, and as you escalate and to actually secure those pursuit points, you need to go get yourself into a great hiding spot and get yourself into a cooldown. So even though Hamish is driving, he's found his way to this event. So even as he's on the way, he's earning milestone rewards. He's progressing up through the speed walls on particular speed cameras, let's say. All of those systems are in place at any point in time, so players are really getting, the game can really respond to what they want to do when they choose to do it. So let's run through this event. It's called Cold Burn. See if you can beat my time, Hamish. he's nowhere near my best time on that particular run, but he wins mods that can then be attached to the car. So actually, let's throw some of those mods on because they're very easy. So at the end of the race, when you win them, you can choose to flick them on straight away, or you can just use Easy Drive to, on the fly, flick those mods on. And what's awesome, for those of you that like the Kinect, is actually this will probably be a place where the Kinect is faster than the controller, because we've got some shortcut commands if you're running the Kinect, and you can call into the game and flick your track tyres to off-road tyres for when the surfaces change during an actual race. So we fully expect those very hardcore racers to be able to optimise their racing by flicking the mods on the fly. That'll be a neat challenge. So actually, while we're in this area, Hamish, let's take us on the tour of some of the areas that are perhaps off the beaten track. So as I said, the road network is just the start, and clearly that needs to be formed in such a way it suits the way that we like our cars to handle, which in this case is, our goal with handling is to put a smile on the player's face inside the first minute, yeah? These cars are set up for you to be able to drive them how you think you can drive them. But that's very different from how they might drive in real life. So we want players to feel like they can get the back end of this Porsche out around a corner at 150 miles an hour with a great big smile on their face, but it also needs to be able to respond at low speed as well. And so that's the challenge that we gave ourselves with this particular open world. And as you can see, it's not just the road network, it's wider than the road network, it's in, out, through, on top of buildings as well. That all comes into play, particularly in pursuits when you're trying to shake off perhaps a heat level 6 pursuit. Use your knowledge of the world in order to do so. And some of our multiplayer. Once you get into the multiplayer, an hour in multiplayer will take you on a journey of the world that you'll have never, just wouldn't have come through if you, unless you were taken on that. So it's the open world. We learned a huge amount on in Burnout Paradise, and we learned a huge amount through Hot Pursuit in terms of how players play a game and how the competition, the friendly competition, is automatically generated for you by having your friends integrated tightly into your game. Really drives the enjoyment levels. So all of these areas you see are much, we've built a huge amount, more than we've ever done before. This is what an open world really means for us. I can go anywhere, and the places where I expect to be able to go, I can go. So I think we're running about up to our limit. So I think we'll call an end to the demo there, Hamish. We're going to run one more trailer, and then we're going to go and take some questions.
Peggy 7.